Hi, it's Karen from Accidentally Creative. I hope you are all good today. Today I want to show you how to make this barn card. Stands like that with a couple of cute cows on the front, using the Cutest Cows bundle, so the photopolymer stamp set and the cow punch. It's really quite a sweet little suite. Okay. Let me move these over to the left, out of the way for now, whilst we make the card base. Okay, so this is a 5x7 card, my preferred size to work with. So I will be needing a piece of 10x7 basic white cardstock. So we're going to start at 10 inches. Save my scraps for stamping on by 7. And I'll be wanting to score this at the 5 inches. Okay. For the front layer of the card, we need a piece of red that measures 4.5 by 6.5. So line that up at 4.5 by 6.5, which is there. Okay, I think that's all I need my scoreboard for. So my trimmer, sorry, not my scoreboard. But I will be needing to do some more folding. So let's have a look. So we've got a 10x7. I'm going to fold it in half and burnish. Now this is where a ruler and a pencil come into play. So from the top edge, need to come in 1.5 inches, make a little mark there, and 1.5 inches from the other side, make a little pencil mark there. Need to come down, this is where sets ruler square comes in handy, 1.5 inches, which is there, and on the other side come down, and it's just a tiny little mark we're making, 1.5 inches. Turn the card base over, come down 1.5 inches, which is just there, and go across and come down 1.5 inches. Okay, so when we open it up, you can see right there is the 1.5 inches along the top. So swapping now to a metal ruler and scoring tool, using the small end of the scoring tool, you line up the dots that we've made. So do a nice score that way, and a nice score that way. Turn your card around, and still using those top dots, you do another score this way. Almost lost my dot then, and another score that way. Okay, it's about now I'm going to rub out those pencil marks. So we started off with a card that folds like that, but what we want to do is manipulate these score lines so that they become mountain folds, and that original crease along the top becomes a valley fold. Don't commit all the way straight away, because we want to make sure that the card is still going to be square when we fold it. Okay. And you see how it's going? So we want to fold them in. That's it. But we want to make sure that our card is still square. So we take our bone folder and we make creases there. We go over the back bit. We do that on there as well. And on the inside, just poke your bone folder in and and that makes our barn style card base. We're doing good. Okay, so this is going to go on the front, but as you can see, we've got a lovely border, but we've got triangles to cut off. So the triangles need to be cut off at 1 1/4 inches in, and I do a lot better with this ruler. So we're going to come in along the top, one 1/4, and along this top as well at 1 1/4. We're going to come down 1 1/4. So much like when you work out your layers, this is the same principle, but it's obviously working with angles. And we're going to come down 1 1/4. Okay. So you have two ways of doing this. You either cut it off with scissors or you put it in your trimmer. Let's put it in the trimmer. So you get you want both dots to sit in the track, like so. And you slice them off. Again here. Just check that is 1 1/4. Yes, it is. Just looks more than 1 1/4, but that's probably because it's a big dot. Okay, so get that one in, that one there. Let's get rid of the pencil marks. Okay, and that is going to fit nicely over there with a nice border. Let's get that glued down, and then we can concentrate on the decoration. And although I've done some stamping in advance, I actually haven't done everything in advance. So we might be here for a little longer than usual, but that's okay. Now tomorrow, Stampin' Up's mini catalogue, seasonal catalogue, goes live, and it's the one that has lots of autumn, fall if you're in America, stamp sets, and the long-awaited Christmas stamp sets. So I will be showing you after tomorrow what I've done with what I pre-ordered. Okay, starting to look like a barn, isn't it? So it's never as difficult as you think it's going to be when you first look at it. But hey, there we go. Right, let's get on to the cows, shall we? So this is the stamp set. Let me just get a stamping block out. Before I show you about stamping, I need to show you about the punch. Now, what I've done so that I am able to line my stamps up is to punch into a piece of cardstock and have that as a template. So when I want to stamp, can you see I've stamped through the template? I'll show you how I do that. Let's move that out of the way for the moment. So let's find a piece of let's grab a piece of paper. Okay. So what I do is I line up my template over the paper, and I then pop in the body, and it just kind of slides into place. And then I choose which face I want to use. Let's use this one. All the faces, oh no, not that one. That face does not fit in. I do apologise. The other two faces do. So I pop that one in and it locks into place. And what you do is you pick it up on your stamping block. You get your Memento ink, and the reason I'm using Memento is because I'm using the alcohol stamping blends. So you do that. Just give it a second to go into the paper. Looks good. Let's close it up before I stick my hands in it. Whoops. Now, okay. Always do it slightly wider than the punch, and then you gently pop it in. You line it up. And it pops out. And then you have your face and your body. Don't need this body because I have those ones already done. Let's move all those bits out of the way. Okay, so let's show you again. We line it up. And do the same on this one. Okay, now these other bits that pop up, you can build the faces up on the cows. I'm not going to do that on this one, but I may well do that on a future one. Okay, and their little taily bits as well. So, choose which one you want to use. I think I'm going to choose those two and use that one at another time along with that. We can put our punch to one side. also have other things that I want to colour, but these will need to be fussy cut. And for the longest time, I really did not like fussy cutting. I thought it was a terrible bore, and you know, I just found it tiresome. Also need a piece of the white that is, I'm going to put it slightly bigger than the card base, and that's just so that when we attach it, we can trim off the exact amounts. Now for this, I need a smaller block. Should have got these out beforehand, but you know, I didn't. Naughty me. And grass. But before we get to that, we do need a piece of basic white that measures 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, so it's a square for the little loft space. I will go through how we do the barn front towards the end of the video. So this is 1.5 by 1.5. I wonder if that's what I did. I think it might be 1.25 by 1.25. Let's see. Yes, it's 1.25 by 1.25. I thought that looked too big. So let's just take it down. One and a quarter by 1.25. That's a better size. And that's for the little loft bit at the top of the barn. Okay, so on these two pieces, I need to stamp grass or straw, as in the barn. So let's do the barn bit first. And it's that way up. So across the bottom, just, oops, I've got a dirty finger. I'll be able to cover that up. Might as well stamp the cockerel in at the same time. Okay, let's stamp the cockerel in. Not the best, but when I colour it, I'll be able to do something about that. So all of this up here will need colouring with blends. Let's get our grass bit for along the bottom of our card. And literally all I've done is go along, stamping grass. There's no neatness required in this because grass does not grow uniformly, as we all know. It does what it wants. I'm not going to put bald patches in though. I'd hope that the farmer had decent grass for their cows. Okay, that's that bit done. Let's close this up now. I think I've finished with this. Okay. Just have a quick tidy up. Okay, Mr. Cockerel, let's sort you out first. So underneath the cockerel, I'm going to try and make it look like straw. So I'm using, that says dark, I don't want dark, I want light crumb cake. And it's just a case of colouring over. Give the illusion of straw. Okay, so I'm using light smoky slate just to draw around the edge of this, because this is white part. I've used a little bit of, what is this one? Light pumpkin pie for his beak. I've also used it on his tail feathers. I'm also going to use Light Poppy Parade for his little bit on the top. Is it called the comb? I'm not sure what it's called, but anyway, that's what I'm going to call it. And mix a little bit of that in with the tail feathers as well. And the body I'm going to do in Light Lemon Lolly. Okay, that's our little cockerel done. Pop him up out the way. Now this will be dry, so we can now get on and do this. For this I've used Light Old Olive, and it's as simple as using the side of the brush and turning it, just scribbling along. I think the only part that really needs to be covered is the bottom edge, because that will show. Okay. Try not to press too hard, because you will ruin your Stampin' blends that way. Okay, so very simple cutting out. Doesn't need to be straight. It can be wavy. It can be whatever you're blooming like, to be honest. It's grass. Just gives a little bit of something to it. Okay, I can see a few white patches. Let's just fill those in. And a bit there. Okay. As you can see, you don't need an awful lot of talent to be able to do these things, which is just as well, because I don't have an awful lot of talent. Okay. Milk churns we're going to do. I'll save the cows to last, keep you hanging on for those. So in Light Smoky Slate, I'm going to fill the whole churn in with that. Okay, so colours in completely with Light Smoky Slate. Now I'm going to go in with Dark Smoky Slate. And just darken it up where you think that there would be more shadow. So particularly down the edge, a little bit there. A little bit there and a little bit there. I like straight lines. Makes it so much easier. Okay, that's those two. Now for the flowers, I'm using Light Old Olive again. I'm not doing any particular blending on a lot of this because the items are so small, and I just don't think it needs it, to be fair. I do prefer the bullet point to the other end of the Stampin' Blends, because the other end unfortunately gets worn more quickly than these do. Okay, now for the sunflowers, I have used light crumb cake all over the middle bit. So I've just done dark crumb cake by mistake. Oh well. Okay. What colour is this? Dark soft suede. Okay. Just where the dots are in the middle, just a hint of a darker brown. And then for the petals, I am using dark Mango Melody, just because I love this colour. I'd say none of this is particularly difficult to do. The difficulty comes with the fussing cutting, but as long as you're not too precious about it, it shouldn't be so bad. I cannot believe how fast this year is going. It seems to have sped by. I just don't comprehend how we are in September and the schools are going back, and crikey, the next thing we'll know, it's Halloween, and then it'll be Christmas. And I know Christmas comes at the same time every year. Shouldn't be surprised by it, but hey. So let's start with the flowers. I'm just going to cut straight across the bottom there, and then I angle my scissors slightly outwards and move the paper. I don't move my scissors. Well, I shouldn't do. Okay, I do go back to the petals in a moment, but just to get this part done. Oh, a little bit close there, but I'm sure you'll forgive me. Okay, so where the petals are, I'll take out the tiniest little, should have done it when I was going round really, but I didn't, so let's go with it. There we go. Just taking out, it's almost like a little C shape or a curved V, just to bring the ends of the flower to life a bit really. Not much we can do about the space where the stems are, but on this particular card that doesn't matter because the milk churns are going to sit in front of this. Okay, it would have been easier to do it the first time round really, which is how I did the other ones, but I didn't remember. Anyone else have moments like that? Halfway through something and you think, that's not how I meant to do it. But anyway. I don't leave a huge border, but just enough so I'm not actually chopping off any petals. Okay, so that's that. Let's do the milk churns, separate them up. Okay, these are easier. You go straight across the bottom, leaving a small border. Angle your scissors outwards. The reason I angle my scissors outwards is so I can see where I'm cutting. And if I close the scissors over, I can't see where I'm cutting. I don't know whether that makes it a better cut. It might do. But am I still in shot? I think I am. So I angle my scissors slightly outwards. Okay. One milk churn. And don't forget, we are making handmade cards. Our recipients will know that they're handmade because they won't have something like Hallmark or anything written on the back. And they'll appreciate the effort. Well, I hope they would appreciate the effort that has already been put into the card. And they won't be looking for those small details that we might get hung up on. Okay. My fingers are caught in a snip. That's because I've got sausages for fingers. Let me get rid of all those little bits. Now, let's move on to the cows. So I'm going to have one winking at us, laying down, and one looking very happy, standing up. And the cow is going to be black and white. So this is the dark soft suede, and I use that for the hooves because I don't think cows have black hooves. I think they have brown hooves. Well, my pretend cows have got brown hooves. Let's put it that way. Again, not exactly difficult. It's not so, when we're filming with our arms way in front of us, and it's not quite so easy. Okay, so for the spots on the cows, I'm using light basic black. I didn't want to use the dark, so I just felt it would be too too dark and not as friendly looking. So it was, again, no shading needed, just fill them in, and the tail such. Little face. Do his hair. Okay. Now, what do I need? I need one of the colours that I didn't get out, I think. Dark petal pink for his face bit here. And just a bit around the ears. Got to fussy cut the body out in a moment. Let's do his face, and I can pop this colour away. The bit that's coming down from the hair, I'm going to do it in dark smoky slate, just so it's not as dark as the black. And do black hair. The tail. little spots or patches. Do like black and white cows. I know you can get all different colours, but I do like black and white. Okay. So that's all the colouring. Just one last bit of the dreaded fussy cutting. So I'm going to start off here. Again, angling my scissors out so I can see what I'm doing. And I just pretend that that's where the neck and all that would have been. Okay, almost done. There we go. Okay, so we have got all our elements ready. Let's put the card together. Ah, no, we haven't. The only thing we haven't done are these bits. Now, they are strips of 1/4 inch card, and I've made them into a square, which measures 2 3/4 squared. So what we need to do is get some strips of scrap. Let's pop all those up out the way for the moment. Collect all our little elements together, pop it up. No, we need that. Pop them over there. And get our trimmer back in. So the 1/4 inch mark is just here. So I'm going to line it up at 1/4 inch. And I need to begin with 8 strips of a 1/4 inch. Oh, that wasn't very clever. Right. It does go wrong at times, as you can see. So that's 3. And we need another 2 to make up the first bundle. So you need 6 in total for each barn door. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4. That's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, that's scrap. Let's get rid of that. So that's for one bundle. We will cut them to size in a moment. And let's use this just so that it's easier. So 1/4 inch. It is good for using your scraps up, it really is, but I wonder how long that is. Yeah, I'm only going to need 3 of these because I'm going to chop them down. Might have been more sensible to have done it that way in the first place, but hey, let's not be daft. I'm doubting myself now. It's less than 3, so it should be fine. Okay, so in order to make 2 3/4 square, I need to take 2 of them and measure at 2 3/4. This is the long ones I've just done. So measure at 2 3/4. That doesn't look big enough. Well, it is. Do you ever do that? You look at something, you think that's just not big enough. But it is, and you think, oh, crikey. Okay. 1. I'm not convinced. I am not convinced. Okay. Two 3/4. Please don't tell me that's 2 3/4 as well. No. No. Okay. Two 3/4. Two 3/4. So that should make the box. Where's my other piece gone? Ah, there it is. Phew. It's because it's red. Oh, it's not red. Of course it's not red, you silly girl. It's because it was on white, on a white background. Okay, so 4 of these need to go down to 2 3/4. And I'm sorry that this part is a little bit same old, same old. No, 1. I wonder if that is. Do you know what? I can use that. Two. But it's quite good to see it from start to finish, the whole process. That's 4. Okay, let's pop that to one side. Okay, now we need to start building our card. So we have got some spare strips to do the crosses. We have got our 4 strips to make the box, which then makes the barn doors. If you've got any that aren't quite as straight at the bottom as they need to be, put them at the bottom, because they are going to be hidden. Okay, you get the idea? And then this one over this side. Okay, and then these pieces will go across. We'll get these ones stuck down first, and then we will start with the other pieces. Right, let's get some glue down. Don't need a whole lot of glue, but obviously enough just to keep it in place. keeping this as a little piece as a guide to how far out I need to go. Okay. That piece go across there. Which piece needs to go out slightly. It's fiddly, but it's a fun little card. Oops, crikey. As I say, a little bit's not going to show. I'm not worried about it. Okay, let's do this next one. Not bad. Just over a smidge. You still see what I'm doing. So easy to go out of shot. Okay. There we go. Oops. There we go. Right. Next bit is these cross bits. So this is where I draw a line. And I snip it off. And then I grab another one. Snip it off. That's that one's. And this one. Draw a line. Snip it off. Grab another one. Snip it off. Okay. Fingers crossed they are how they should be. But the great thing about doing a barn is it's very rustic. So I don't think the farmers would be too sad if their barns weren't quite as perfect as they should be. Well, I'd hope not. There we go. It's because it's warm today, I'm sticking to everything. I do apologise if you keep seeing me unsticking myself. Okay, and then this one. I say, once it all comes together, it's so much nicer. There we are. Those two. And the reason I measure them up separately is just in case one square is slightly bigger than the other. They shouldn't be, but you know what it's like. You think you've got it perfect, and you don't. There we go. Now it's starting to look like a barn, isn't it? And we need to, up here, just pop our little loft hatch in with our little cockerel. There we go. Now it's about building up the rest of it. So let's grab ourselves some dimensionals and our grass. So our grass is going to go along here, and I've let it hang over, which is absolutely fine. And the reason for that is because it is absolutely fine. And I'm just wondering whether I can use some of these edges or whether a whole dimensional. Not sure. Or I do have some of the foam adhesive strips. I might use that on the grass because it's a long area. Yeah, let's use one of these. It'll raise it up, but leave some area behind it. Whoops. That's not meant to happen. The backing and the topping came off at the same time. Oh well, we can deal with it. Okay. Right, let's lay that across the bottom there. Would help if I'd actually... if something's going to go wrong today, it's going to go wrong, isn't it? Look, I've blimmin' not gone to the end of the card. Okay, well, we can sort that. We'll just end the grass at the end of the barn, which I do apologise, I'm not doing this so well today, but it's my first time doing a long live, and obviously it's getting, the pressure's getting to me. Right. Okay. The flowers, we're going to sit just there, and I'm going to pop the dimensional up behind the head of the flower, but actually glue the base of the flower down. So I've put glue across the bottom and a dimensional there, and I'm popping the flower just in there. And it's just to keep the flowers from looking as if they're squashed against the barn. So a couple of dimensionals on the milk churns. Okay, pop one there, and see it takes care of a lot of the I want to put another dimensional underneath there. It's not sitting pretty. That's it, she said. No, that wasn't a good idea. Let's pop that one there. I just thought it would help raise it up a bit, but actually it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So put that on there. So our little milk churn's a little bit on the skew width. Okay, so the cow that's looking pleased with itself, it's going to be standing up. So I pop a little bit of glue just there and pop its head just there, let that grab. And the one that's laying down is giving us a wink because it's given us the milk and is now having a rest. Well, that's my story anyway. Okay, it's done with the glue. We need dimensional there, and one there, on this one there, one there, and that can go back on. So the cow standing up, I'm going to put down first. And the cow winking at us sitting down, I'm going to put next. I think it's a really cute card. That one can go there. Now, on this one, I've put what's moo with you as a sentiment. I'm not going to put a sentiment on this one because I don't know who I'm going to send this one to. I do know who I'm going to send that one to. So what's moo with you was quite appropriate to put. That's better. That's it. So what do we think? Do we think it's okay? It's been a long old video, but I'm quite pleased with them, to be honest. I like them. They're friendly cards. If you are interested in trying this, please do. And, you know, I'm happy for you to show your work to me on Facebook if you'd like. If you'd like to purchase any of the items that I've shown being used today, I will stick a link in the description box below of where you can purchase them from and all the details of what I've used. If you have enjoyed watching this video, please give it a like and share. And if you'd like to see more from me, please click subscribe. Having said all of that, I hope you enjoy your crafting. Take care and we'll see you soon. Thank you.